Hello, gorgeous people. Welcome back to a new episode with me. Today, I actually wanted to talk to you about something different. I've been receiving requests for private sessions, and I thought it would be really important for me to come out and to speak about what does this mean to work with me, especially in the container of an individual session. I also offer group programs, and I also offer mentorship, but that's going to be a separate topic. So because you could see in my title astrologer, and I think there's a lot of ideas of what astrology is and how you would work with astrologer. That's why I'm here to actually kind of bring some disillusionment to some of the questions that I oftentimes receive, so that you have a proper expectations when you think of working with me. Okay, so what are we working with? So one thing that I want to say is what I don't do. That would be a lot of clearing already. So the things that I don't do are predictions. I never tell you what you should do. I will never tell you who you should marry, a particular path you should take, or something that's going to happen to you, especially if it's something negative. I will not read a chart for a person who didn't ask me to read their chart, and I don't even read charts for your children. And the reason I don't do all of those things is because, in my opinion, we need to revive astrology and make it different from what traditionally we've known it to be as the sort of like prediction, sort of like a guru telling you what to do. We really need right now in this day and age people connected to their inner voice, to their intuition, to their highest self, and not this sort of a crowd following, a guidance from outside. That's why I predominantly work on helping you developing your intuition and maybe coming out from some places of stuckness. And that's why a lot of people that work with me say that they gain clarity, they get inspired, empowered, and they also integrate some of the woundings that they've received in the past. So that aside, what are the things that I do? So it really, of course, it depends on the client's request and the original sort of intention they come in with. I use many different tools. I have a very big toolbox, and astrology is definitely one of them. And there's definitely a lot about my kind of intuitive perception that I use in my sessions, and other things, whatever you're open to, even energy healing. But it doesn't have to be. So a lot of clients come to me from a place of feeling really stuck, or at crossroads, or in a crisis situation. So what happens is that when you are in this position and you come to work with me, what we usually do is I help you to reconnect to your intuitive guidance. Find out why these things that are happening to you, what is the higher meaning of that, what is the blessing in those possibly difficult circumstances that you experience in. I also help you to see the blind spots that you're not seeing. Oftentimes our mind is very sort of like focused on some things that are recreating the negative loop for ourselves. So I point out, so you receive a lot of clarity that you haven't perhaps seen before. And then I also help you to kind of discover on your own, and I kind of lead you with questions to discover for yourself what are the ways and actions you want to take that would be aligned with your highest expression in relationship to this particular situation, for example, that you're going through. And astrology helps greatly in this case, because I do see what are the patterns that your soul wants to master. What are specific tendencies that you're going through right now, and the themes that you meant to master. So, and also across your lifetime, right? Sometimes there are like main themes for this particular period, but there are also themes for your lifetimes that you're meant to master and some skills you're meant to gain. So that's one. Some other clients come with a request to better understand themselves. Those who are, on a path of self-development, they often come and look for clarity as to what is their purpose, what are their talents, what are they good at, what are the qualities that maybe they need to be expanding or shifting to help their growth. And astrology is great in doing that as well. The way we approach it is that I look again at trends and qualities that are predominant in your chart. And what happens is that oftentimes I validate to you the things that you already know inside of you, but maybe you haven't received that validation from the external world. For example, you take time to make decisions, but the external world is telling you that you have to make things quick, or some other things that you feel like you're like this, but the external world is kind of requesting you to be different. And so in these sessions, I actually tell you, okay, this is your quality. And so instead of rejecting that part of you, you're learning how to integrate and find the beauty in it and the strength in it. I don't even call those things weaknesses, because I don't see those kind like weaknesses. I see everything as an opportunity for expansion, for development, for growth. And usually those charts that are having a lot of sort of tension between planets, those are people that are oftentimes very successful in their life because they are going for growth. They are not afraid of conflict, and they walk through fear. So another really big component that I oftentimes work in my client sessions is working through your wounds. Now, in your astrology chart, in your natal chart, we can see what are the insecurities, what are the original wounds that you came into this life with and possibly experienced early on in your childhood. Because this is personally a big part of my development and my background, personal life experiences. I find it very dear to my heart to help you work through the deepest wounds that you carry in your body, physically, in your emotional body, and of course in your mental body. Because those wounds, at first it feels like they are something that prevent you from your growth and from the life that you want to experience. But in reality, and that's what we discover, is that you are meant to heal and master them because your talent and your gift lives in them. And how we will unpack in a session, how is it going to become your talent or your gift? You may start kind of perceiving once you learn through the healing and mastery of this particular very sensitive point. So I do love to go into those places. It of course depends on your request and your intention. But oftentimes, because I kind of attract people who are like-minded, a lot of people come, wanting to expand in their life, want to go through some changes and transformation, want to feel better, want to create an impact in the world. And for that, we have to look into the, back drawers and look really deep and maybe take out some skeletons out of our closets. And because I call this as an astro-coaching session, it's not just an astrology or a natal chart. I really appreciate when I talk to a client, even though I do a lot of talking, especially when it comes to a first-time client. But when you're a returning client, when you come with a specific issue that you want to solve, we work together and I help you to find your own answers in a lot of ways. and I'm guiding you to get to those answers. So by the time we close the session, I really want you to take this knowledge and integrate it in your life. Otherwise, why are we doing this, right? And so we do come up with some particular action items or steps, very simple, very not even a big list, maybe even one thing that you must do now, and that's kind of like standing on the way of where you want to be going. And we're really clear with that, and so that when you leave the session, you can focus on that to help you move in the direction that you want to move. So after the session, all clients say that they feel more clarity about the path. I definitely help you with your mindset and working through the negative loops, where you basically like kind of take yourself and bring yourself down. And I also show you the paths of expansion and how some specific negative circumstances that feel negative or seem negative are actually places for expansion, so that you can get excited and inspired about that, or at least hopeful, depending on the level where you are entering from. And I'm very intuitive in my sessions, and I really tune into your emotional state, and I give you information. One client said, you don't give information that clients want to hear, you give information that you need to hear. So I get really direct, even though I am very compassionate, and I truly see you for the greatness that you are. And so when you kind of fall into the small you, and you kind of start trying to operate or figuring things out from a very small, narrow-minded perspective, I really call on it, because I see the capacity you have, I see the abilities you have, and I really want to have more people like this around me and in this world. So I hold this ground really strongly, so that you can rise to the occasion, that you can see yourself in that expanded version that you are, and connect with your highest calling, with your highest self, so that you can walk the path of empowerment and not victimhood. So I think that's it. I think this is kind of like a short version of what I do in my sessions, specifically the individual one-time sessions, because like I said, I also do mentorship programs, coaching programs, and those are very close and dear to my heart, because that's where actual transformation happens. That's where we walk together through some of the upheavals in your life and some of the most exciting times in your life, where you truly see the change that you desire so much. But that's for the people who are really committed to take that big leap of faith. And possibly I will talk about it in some other videos if you're interested. Okay, with that, I'm going to leave you, send you so much love. Reach out to me if you have any other questions about what I just said. Of course, reach out to me if you want to work privately. I love doing that, and I feel like I want to do like a gift or something. That's let's do a gift for the next week, everybody who is going to reach out for a private session. If you're going to reach out until, what's today, Tuesday the 31st, so until September 6th, I'm going to give you a gift. Reach out privately to me and we'll talk about that. Okay, much love. Bye bye.